Thank you, Your Honor, for the opportunity. Thank you to everybody involved in making this today about justice. Greg Hicks, thank you for being here, for deciding to choose not to fight being here, letting us be heard. I believe I started this evening off with immense pride, looking at who Deah, Yusra, and Razan were. Started with their pictures, mentioning their accomplishments, knowing that they lived happy lives. And then I thought to the parents and to the strength that the parents showed. So first and foremost, to the parents, you guys have done so much to build up this country, this community, the people that share the lives of your children. We are indebted to what you have been able to raise and what you have been able to teach your children, what you have been able to provide for them, to show them love, to show them that this world is worth fighting for, that light will overcome darkness. I'm immensely proud of my father, my mother, Dr. Abu Salha and Khata Amira. And when I look to the siblings, the two doctors over there, in case the court hasn't noticed, it was Dr. Abu Salha, Dr. Abu Salha, Dr. Barakat that spoke up here today. Suzanne, it's true, we would not be where we are without you. Thank you so much. Yusuf, I have no words. If anybody came at my siblings, especially my sisters, I have no words for the strength that you have. My sister is a lioness, that's the thing. She can take care of herself. She's strong. But there's no way I can hear that video and hear my sister screaming and think for a second that there is something I could have done. And then to know that my brother was shot last on the way out. But I look to the people here and I look to the people in the past 4 years who've been part of this. I'm so damn proud of everyone, of all the friends who've continued to graduate from dental school. Nada and Yusur were supposed to be in school together. Nada just graduated. Razan and Waad were supposed to be in school together. Waad just graduated. So many of the close friends have gone on to not only carry themselves with dignity in the aftermath of this shooting, in the aftermath of this immense darkness, but they did so with immense style. They did so to counter anybody's expectations. When I think of the dental school buddies, I don't know, I never really knew them. I know that Deah on Tuesday was working on a meal to feed the dental school class on Wednesday, the day he was shot and killed. Me and my mom were supposed to take the meal to the dental school, and really it was my brother showing his gratitude and love for all his classmates. I will never know all of you, but I hope you go into this world knowing that what you have chosen in a career is something that you can give back to the world, and that all of us and all the work that we do, we can at some point live to the level of Deah, Yusra, and Razan, that it is possible and that we can join them. The police officers, I can only imagine what it was like to arrive on that day, to calm yourselves, to do your best diligent work. And I wonder if you think about it often, that the next call you get might be something similar. I can't empathize too much. I'm not in that line of work. But if any of you are hurting or ailing from it, I just want to say thank you for your service and thank you for what you have done. in our case, in the diligence in that case. To the allies who have shown and stood with us in the past 4.5 years, Justine Hollingshead, Sean Maroney, our local imams, our close friends who have stood up. I see a lot of you today supporting this community and making us know that we are not alone. I am proud of all of who I just mentioned, and today especially proud, again, of the victims. When we first heard about this video, I felt like, yes, we might have lost the battle, but we won the war. My brother went out in a brave attempt to defend his wife and his house from further intimidation, from further harassment. He fought to defend his house and his family. I've always wanted a lot of people to come to my funeral. And when I saw 8,000 people come to the funerals for these 3 individuals, somehow I felt content. I'm proud to call them my brothers and people I knew, and if I could do anything ever, and these are the things that I think about often, especially when visiting the graves, is I feel like Yusr was a gift to our family, was a responsibility amongst our family. And I only wish we did the best to take care of her because she was an amazing person. She was an amazing person to my brother. She was an amazing friend. Today was about justice and reclaiming the narrative. It's rather shameful that in the aftermath of the shootings, Mr. Hicks can turn himself in, act jovially, lie in a further attempt not only to have assassinated them, but their character. And then that's the narrative that was picked up and shared. I think we've been hearing that because of an ongoing investigation, we couldn't speak, or the police couldn't speak to the contrary, or couldn't make public statements. I fully expect the police to make a statement to counter this narrative. Today is about the narrative that not the murderer, not the aggressor, not the criminal, but the narrative that the victims and the truth stand by. It seems like Craig Hicks as I was looking over at him as the presentation of facts were being shared, he seems to remember some things. And he seemed to remember that the car was not running. You suggested that the car might be running. Craig Hicks was like, nah. He remembered that the car was not running. But in his testimony, he forgot why he grabbed the second magazine. He grabbed his gun, but forgot why he grabbed the second magazine. He didn't seem to recollect all the times in which he harassed and used things in sentences like, "I do not like the way you look." In the New York Times article, he seems to forget that they were Muslim. In this in-group versus out-group biased, we are in a different group, it seems, than you, Mr. Hicks. But like I said, it seems like in my corner, I have doctors who would be there to be the first to help anybody in need. In my corner is the man with the biggest heart. In my corner is my mom, who is the kindest of people. It seems we are different. In my corner was Yusr Abu Salha, who on the dinner table that day, was the certificate that she got. In her last semester at NC State, she took a class, EMR, Emergency Medical Responder. In my corner are people who help others. You've mentioned you seem to want to take your own life. And it seemed that in your quest for the death penalty, you seem to want to take your own life. That at some point you would have rather done that than the murders. But know that if you have done that, your neighbors, Deah, Yusra, and Razan, would have been there, would have thought about how to improve the lives of all their neighbors and all the peoples around them. I hope, and the thing that we've been working on the past 4 years, is that this bias be first recognized. You seem to forget a lot of things, Mr. Hicks. I don't know if it's on purpose or by accident. You seem to forget a lot of important things. And those are the things that matter to us. Those are the things that we call on everybody else to remember and to call out in themselves so that we can live better neighbors, so that we can live to the true calling of what faiths, all of them, teach. And it really is sad to say that you can comprehend at potentially only the high school level. I really do want what's best for everybody. Education, loving parents, a community of people who are there to support, not to destroy you, not to judge you. I would say that Deah, Yusra, and Razan made us proud. I am immensely proud. They have passed successfully. They have lived and passed successfully. It is up to us to achieve that same fate. In the Quran, in 2 ayahs that I'll recite, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أموات. This is an order from God. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون فرحين بما آتاهم الله من فضله ويستبشرون بالذين لم يلحقون بهم من خلفهم إلا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. A command from God. Never think of those who have been killed in the way of God as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord, receiving provision, rejoicing in what God has bestowed upon them of His bounty, and they will receive good tidings about those after them who have not yet joined them. That will be that there will be no fear concerning them, nor will they grieve. So it is upon us to follow them. It is upon us to learn from these teachers. They have taught each and every one of us that death is imminent, that there is a light in the world that we can further, and that there is also a darkness in the world that can be furthered, and that we can choose only the path of light. The R3 Winners Foundation, the Lighthouse Project, the countless Project Refugee Smiles, the countless other projects that have been started, the countless other efforts and careers that have been dedicated to service based on their legacy. All of that is what has come out of this, because we are people of light and we are believers. I don't know how to end this. I like to think of myself as a kind person, as a person who would rather look at what's broken and fix it than punish what's broken. You've spoken as to your lack of empathy. I don't know where that's come from. I don't know what's next for any of us. Again, we're each on this quest to live the best life and to win. I sincerely hope And that each of us here today remember that as long as we live, we still have time to call on God, to praise God, to celebrate God, and that is what will change things in a time that is to come, where true justice and true reckoning occurs. Thank you to everybody, especially the legal team, for all the work that you've done and all the caring and empathy you've had for our case and understanding what it's about. I ask the press and the media to understand that today is about justice, but it's about that narrative that you guys put out too. It's about the narrative that this was the long-standing dispute over parking. And I've said this time and again, this is as much a long-standing dispute over parking as Rosa Parks was over a bus seat. Mr. Hicks lied, and he wanted people to believe that they had cursed him. They wanted people to believe that it was justified. And what he seems to forget, and in the justification where there is none for this murder, that is where the truth lies. Dr. Summers, thank you for doing your best to word it and to categorize it and to be here today. I really am proud of what we've been able to accomplish today. I don't know what tomorrow looks like, but today I'm really proud of this justice system, the state of North Carolina, and all that we've done for people of good, to elevate good, and to counter darkness. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.